spring production of the Scottish play. Thank you. I know it's really hot up here, but we do have the windows propped open, so I hope that helps with the cross breeze of some kind. Please know that the show is around 2 hours and 15 minutes, including a 10-minute intermission in the middle of the play. Also, the emergency exit is that way right behind you. I also have to make a note that there will be actors coming in and out from the sides a lot, as well as they will be performing downstage. So for everyone who is right in the front of the stage, so whoever is sitting there or sitting on the edges, please take your bags, your feet, anything away so that actors don't trip on them, because some of them will be carrying swords and no one wants to get hurt. Next, please also silence all your phones, pagers, anything that could make noise, and there's also no flash photography allowed during the performance. And besides that, and then we will have strobe lights and a smoke machine, so don't worry, they're all supposed to be here. So thank you so much and enjoy the show.
Fortune on his damned coral smiling, showed like a rebel's whore. But all's too weak for brave Macbeth, disdaining fortune, with brandished steel which smoked with bloody execution. Like valor's minion carved out his passage till he faced the slave, which ne'er shook hands nor bade farewell to him, till he unseamed him from the nape to the chaps, and fixed his head upon our battlements.
Oh, valiant cousin, worthy gentleman!
As once the sun dints his reflection, shipwrecking storms and direful thunders break, so from this spring whence comfort seemed to come, discomfort swells. Mark, King of Scotland, mark. No sooner had justice with valor armed, compelled these skipping kerns to trust their heels. The Norwegian lord, surveying vantage, with furbished arms and new supplies of men, began a fresh assault.
Dismayed not this our captains, Macbeth and Banquo?
Yes, as sparrows eagles with the hair of the lion. I say sooth, I must report they were as cannons overcharged with double cracks, so they doubly redoubled their strokes upon the foe. Except that they meant to bathe the reeking wounds, I cannot tell. But I am weak. My gashes cry for help.
So well thy words become thee as thy wounds. Smack of honor bold. Go get him surgeons. Who comes here? The worthy Thane of Ross.
For the haste would through his eyes, so should he look that seems to speak being strange.
God save the king.
Whence camest thou, worthy Thane?
From Fife, great king, where the Norwegian banners flout the sky and fan our people cold. Norway himself, with terrible numbers, assisted by the most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict, till brave Macbeth, lacked in proof, confronted him with self-comparisons. Point against point rebellions, arm against arm, curbing his lavish spirit. And to conclude, the victory fell on us.
Great happiness.
That now, Sweno, the Norway's king, craves composition, nor would we deign him the burial of his men till he dispersed at St. Combs Inch $10,000 to our general use.
No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go pronounce his present death, and with his former title greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
But he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
Where hast thou been, sister?
Killing swine.
Sister, where thou?
A sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap, and munched, and munched, and munched. Give me, quoth I, Oroint thee, witch, the rump-fed Runyon cries. Her husband's to Aleppo gone, master of the tiger. But in a sieve I'll thither sail, and like a rat without a tail, I'll do, and I'll do.
I'll give thee a wind.
Thou art kind.
And I another.
I myself have all the other, and the very ports they blow, all the quarters that they know in the shipman's card. I will drain him dry as hay. Sleep shall neither night nor day hang upon his penthouse lid. He shall live a man forbid. Weary these nights, 9 times 9 shall he dwindle, peak, and pine. Though his bark cannot be lost, yet it shall be tempest-tossed. Look what I have.
Show me, show me.
Here I have a pilot's thumb. Practice homeward he did come.
A drum! A drum! Macbeth doth come!
Weird sisters, hand in hand, holsters of the sea and land. Thus you go about, thrice to thine and thrice to mine, thrice again to make up 9. Peace, charms wound up.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen. How far is it called to force? What are these so withered and so wild in their attire, that look not like inhabitants of the earth and yet are on it? Live you? Or are you aught that man may question? You seem to understand me by each at once, her chappy fingers laying upon her skinny lips. You should be women, yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so. Speak if you can, what are you?
All hail, Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis.
All hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor.
All hail, Macbeth, thou shalt be king hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? In the name of truth, are ye fantastical? Or that indeed which outwardly you show? My noble partner you greet with present grace and great prediction, of noble having and of royal hope, that he seems rapt withal. To me you speak not. You can look into the seeds of time and see which grains will grow and which will not. Speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favors nor your hate.
Hail,
Hail,
Hail!
lesser than Macbeth and greater.
not so happy, yet much happier.
Thou shalt get kings if thou be none. So all hail, Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth, all hail.
Stay, you imperfect speakers. Tell me more. By my father's death, I know I am Thane of Glamis, but how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives. A prosperous gentleman, and to be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this placid heath you stalk our way with such prophetic greeting. Speak, I charge you!
The earth hath bubbles as the water has, and these are of them. Whither are they banished? Into the air.
and what seemed corporal melted as breath into the wind, what they had stained.
Or such things here as we do speak about, or have we eaten on that insane root that takes the reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings.
You shall be king.
And Thane of Cawdor, too, went not so.
To the self-same tune in the words. Who's here?
The king happily received Macbeth, the news of thy success. And when he reads thy personal venture in the rebels' fight, his wonders and his praises do contend which should be thine or his. Silenced with that, in viewing o'er the rest of the self-same day, he finds thee in the stout Norwegian ranks. Nothing afeared of what thyself didst make. Strange images of death, as thick as hail, came post with post, and everyone did bear thy praises in his kingdom's great defense, and poured them down before him.
We are sent to give thee from our royal master thanks, only to herald thee into his sight, not pay thee.
And, for an earnest for greater honor, he bid me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor. In which addition, hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
What? Can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Who was the Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose. Whether he was combined with those of Norway, or did line the rebel with hidden help and vantage, whether with both he labored in his country's wreck, I know not, but treason's capital, confessed and proved, have overthrown him.
Glamis and Thane of Cawdor, the greatest is behind. I thank you, gentlemen. Do you not hope your children will be kings when those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promise no less to them?
That trusted home might yet enkindle you onto the crown beside the Thane of Cawdor. But 'tis strange, and oftentimes to win us to our harm, the instruments of darkness tell us truths, win us with honest trifles to betray us in deepest consequence. Cousins, a word I pray you.
The truths are told, as happy prologues to a swelling act of the imperial theme. Thank you for your pains. Cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why have they given me earnest of success, commencing in the truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion whose horrid image doth unfix my hair and make my seated heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder yet is but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man that function is smothered in surmise, and nothing is for what is not.
Look how our partner's wrapped.
Chance may have me king, my chance may crown me without my stir.
New horrors come upon him, like our strange garments, cleave not to their mold, but with the aid of use.
Come what come may, time and the hour runs through the roughest day.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Give me your favor. My dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Kind gentlemen, your pains are registered where every day I turn the leaf to read them. Let us toward the king. Think upon what we have chanced, and at some time, the interim having waited, let us speak our free hearts each to other.
Very gladly.
Till then, enough, come friend.
This execution done on Cawdor, are not those in commission yet returned?
My liege, they are not yet come back, but I have spoke with one that saw him die, who did report that very frankly he confessed his treasons, implored your highness pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like believing it. He died as one who had been studied in his death, to throw away the dearest thing he owes to our careless trifle.
There's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He is a gentleman whom I had built an absolute trust. Oh, worthiest cousin, the sin of my ingratitude even now is heavy on me. Thou art so far before that swiftest wing of recompense is slow to overtake thee. Would that thou hadst less deserved, that the proportion both of thanks and payment might have been mine. Only I have left to say, more is thy due than more than all can pay.
The service and the loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself. Your highness part is to receive our duties, and our duties are to your throne and state children and servants, which do but what they should by doing everything safe toward your love and honor.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee, will labor to make thee full of growing. Noble Van Quo that has no less deserved, nor must be known no less to have done so.
Let me enfold thee and hold thee to my heart.
There, if I grow, the harvest is your own.
My plenteous joys, wanton in fullness, seek to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and you whose places are the nearest, know, we will establish our state upon our eldest, Malcolm, whom we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland, which honor must, not unaccompanied, invest him only, but signs of nobleness, like stars, shall shine on all deservers. From hence to Inverness, and bind us further to you.
The rest is labor which is not used for you. I'll be myself the harbinger, and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your reproach. So humbly take my leave.
My worthy Cawdor.
Prince of Cumberland. This is the step on which I must fall down, or else o'erleap, for in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires. Let not light see my black and deep desires. The eye wink at the hand, and let that be, which the eye fears when it is done to see.
True, noble Banquo, he is full so valiant, and in his commendation I am fed. It is a banquet to me. Let us after him, his care is done forward, but his welcome. It is a peerless kinsman.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned, by the perfectest report, they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned and desired to question them further, they made themselves air into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came misses from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me, and referred me to the coming on of time with Hail, King that shall be. This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner in greatness, that thou mightest not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Cloms thou art, and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet do I fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. What thou wouldst highly, that wouldst thou wholly, wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst wrongly win. Thou wouldst have great Cloms, that which cries, thus thou must do if thou have it, and that rather which thou dost fear to do than wishes should be undone. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden wrath, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is your tidings?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it. Is not thy master with him, who were it so would have been formed for preparation?
So please you, 'tis true, our Thane is coming. One of my fellows had the speed of him, who almost dead for breath, had scarcely more than would make up his message.
Give him tending. He brings great news. The raven himself is hoarse that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits, that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood. Stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breasts, and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers. Whether in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold, hold. Great Cloms, worthy Cawdor, greater than the both by the all hail hereafter. Thy letters have transported me beyond the ignorant present, and I feel now the future is the instant. My dear son, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he purposes.
Oh, never shall the sun that morrow see. Your face, my Thane, is as a book, where men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time. Bear welcome in your hand, your eye, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He that's coming must be provided for, and you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which shall to all our days and nights to come give solely sovereign sway and masterdom.
Speak further.
Only look out clear. To alter favor ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
This castle hath a pleasant seat. The air nimbly and sweetly recommends itself unto our gentle senses.
This guest of summer, the temple-haunting Milet, does approve by his loved masonry. The heaven's breath smells wooingly here. No jutty frieze, buttress, nor coined advantage, but this bird hath made his pendant bed and procreant cradle. But they must green haunt, I have observed the air is delicate.
See, our honored hostess. The love which follows us is sometime our trouble, if we still dank his love. Herein I teach you how you shall bid God ill do for your pangs, and thank us for your trouble.
All our service, in every point, twice done and then done double, were poor and single business to contend against those honors, deep and bold, wherewith your majesty loads our house. For those of old, and their late dignities heaped up to them, we rest your hermits.
Where is the Thane of Cawdor? We coursed him at the heels and had a purpose to be his purveyor. But he rides well, and his great love, sharp as his spur, hath holpen him to his home before us. Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight.
Your servants ever have theirs, themselves, and what is theirs, in compt to make their audit at your highness's pleasure, still to return your own.
Give me your hand. Conduct me to mine host. We love him highly, and shall continue our graces towards him. By your leave, hostess.
If it were done when 'tis done, or well, it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with the Circe's success, that for this blow I could be all and the end all here. Here, upon this bank and shoal of time, we'll jump the life to come. But in these cases we still have judgment here, that we would teach bloody instructions, which being taught return to plague the inventor. His even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poison chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed. Then as his host, who should against his murder shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off. In pity, like a naked newborn babe, striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim, horsed upon the sightless couriers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye, that tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which falls upon itself and overleaps the other. How now, what news?
He is almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
No, you not, he has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which should not be worn in their newest loss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk where you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since, and wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time such I account thy love. Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemest the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem? Let it I dare not, wait upon I would.
Prithee, peace. I dare do all that may become a man, who dares do more is none.
What beast was it then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it then you were a man, and to be more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. Nor time nor place did then adhere, and yet you would make both. they have made themselves and that their fitness now does unmake you. I have given suck, and I know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you had done to this. If we should fail, we fail. But screw your courage to the sticking place, and will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, whereto the rather shall his day's hard journey soundly invite him, his two chamberlains with wine and wassail, will I so convince that memory, the warder of the brain, shall be immune, and the receipt of reason a line back only. When in swinish sleep their drenched natures lie as in a death, what cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon the spongy officers who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Bring forth men children only. For thy undaunted mettle should compose nothing but males. Will it not be received when we have marked with blood those sleepy two of his own chamber, and use their very daggers that they have done it?
Who dares receive another, as we shall make our griefs and clamor roar upon his death?
And we settle, and bend down each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away and mock the time the fairest show. The false face must hide what the false heart doth know. Merciful powers, restrain me in those cursed thoughts that nature gives way to and repose. Give me my sword. Who's here? A friend!
What, sir, not yet at rest? The king's a bed. He hath been in most unusual pleasure and sent forth great largesse to your offices. This diamond he greets your wife withal by name of most kind hostess, and shut up in measureless content.
Being unprepared, a will became the servants to defect, which else should free a rock.
All's well. I dreamt last night of the three weird sisters. To you they have showed some truth.
I think not of them. Yet when we can entreat an hour to serve, we would spend it in some words upon that business, if you would grant the time.
At your kindest leisure.
If you shall plead to my consent when 'tis, it shall make honor for you.
So I lose none in seeking to augment it. But still, keep my bosom franchise and allegiance clear. I shall be counseled.
Good repose the while.
Thanks, sir. The like to you.
Go bid thy mistress, when my drink is ready, she strike upon the bell. Get thee to bed. This is a dagger which I see before me. The handle toward my hand. Come, let me clutch thee. Art thou not, fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation, proceeding from the heat-oppressed brain? I see thee yet. A form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshallest me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fools of the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee still, and on thy blade and dudgeon, gouts of blood, which was not so before. There's no such thing. It is the bloody business that informs thus to mine eyes. Now o'er the one half world, nature seems dead. Wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. Witchcraft celebrates pale Hecate's offerings. Withered murder alarmed by his sentinel, the wolf, whose howls his watch thus with a stealthy pace. With Tarquin's ravishing strides towards his design, moves like a ghost. Thou sure and firm set earth. Hear not my steps which way they walk, for fear thy very stones prated my whereabout, and take the present horror from the time which now suits with it. While as I threat, he lives. Words to the heat of deeds too cold breath gives. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that invites thee to heaven or to hell.
That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. Hark, peace. It was the owl that shrieked, the fatal bellman that gives the sternest good night. He is about it. The doors are open, and the surfeited grooms do mock their charge with snores. I have drugged their possets. The death and nature do contend about them whether they live or die.
Who's there? What?
Alack! I am afraid they have awaked, and 'tis not done. The attempt and not the deed confounds us. Hark! I laid their daggers ready. He could not miss him. Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I had done it. My husband,
I've done the deed. Dost thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. Did you not speak?
When, as I
Now.
descended?
I,
Hark! Who lies in the second chamber?
Donovan.
Oh, this is a sorry
A
sight.
foolish thought to say a sorry sight.
One did laugh in his sleep, and one cried, "Murder!" And they did wake each other. I stood and heard them. They did say their prayers and addressed them again to sleep.
There are two lodged together.
One cried, "God bless us," and amen the other, when they saw me with these hangman's hands, listening to their fears. I could not say amen, when they did say, "God bless us."
Consider it not so deeply.
Wherefore could I not pronounce amen? I had most need of blessing, and amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought after these ways, so else it will make us mad.
Her voice cried, "Sleep no more. Macbeth does murder sleep. The innocent sleep. The sleep that knits up the raveled sleeve of care. The death of each day's life, sore labor's bath, balm of hurt minds, nature's second course, chief nourisher in life's feast."
What do you mean?
Still it cried, "Sleep no more," to all the house. "Gloms and murdered sleep, and therefore Podor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more."
Who was it that thus cried? Why, worthy Thane, you do unbend your noble strength to think so brain sickly of things. Go get some water and wash this filthy witness from your hand. Why did you bring the daggers from the place they must lie there? Go carry them and smear the sleepy grooms with blood.
I go no more. I'm afraid to think of what I've done. Look on it again, I dare not.
Infirm of purpose, give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. It is the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If you do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt.
What's that knocking? How is it with me that every noise appalls me? What hands are here? They pluck out mine eyes. Will all great Neptune's oceans wash this blood clean from my hand? No. This my hand would rather the multitudinous seas in Conradine, making the green one red.
My hands are of your color, but I shame to wear a heart so white. There's knocking at the south entry. Retire we to our chamber. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy is it then? Your constancy hath left you untended. Hark! More knocking. Put on your nightgown, lest occasion call us and show us to be watchers, be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
To know my deeds, for best not know myself. Wait, Duncan, with thy knocking, I would thou couldst!
He should have old turning the key. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there in the name of Beelzebub? Here's a farmer that hanged himself on the expectation of plenty. Come in time, have napkins enough about you, here you'll sweat for it. Knock, knock. Who's there in the other devil's name? Faith. Here's an equivocator that could swear in both scales against either scale, who committed treason enough for God's sake, yet could not equivocate to heaven. Oh, come in, equivocator. Knock, knock, knock. Faith. Here's an English tailor come hither, for stealing out of a French hose. Ooh. Oh, come in, tailor. Here you may roast your goose. Knock, knock. Never quiet. What are you? But this place is too cold for hell. I'll devil porter it no further. I had thought to let in some of all professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. Anon, I pray you, remember the porter.
Weren't so late, friend, ere you went to bed, that you do lie so late.
Faith, sir, you were crouching till the second cock, and drink, sir, is a great provoker of three things.
What three things does drink especially provoke?
Marry, sir, nose painting, sleep, and urine. Lechery, sir, it provokes and unprovokes. It provokes the desire, but it takes away the performance. Therefore, much drink may be said to be an equivocator with lechery. It makes him, and it mars him. It sets him on and takes him off. It persuades him and disheartens him. Makes him stand to and not stand to. In conclusion, equivocates him in his sleep and giving him the lie leaves him.
I believe drink gave thee the lie last night.
That it did, sir, and the very proud of me. But I requited him for his lie, and I think being too strong for him, though he took up my leg sometimes, yet I made a shift to cast him.
Is thy master stirring? A knocking us awake to him, here he comes.
Tomorrow, noble sir.
Tomorrow both. Is the king stirring, worthy thing?
Not yet.
He's asked me more timely on him, I have almost hit the hour.
I will bring you to him.
And it is a joyful trouble to you, yet 'tis one.
As the labor we delight in physics pain. This is the door.
I'll make so bold to call, but is my limited service.
Moves the king ends today.
He does. He did appoint so.
The night has been unruly. Over there, chimneys were blown down. And as they say, lamentings heard in the air, strange screams of death. Prophesying with accents terrible of dire combustion and confused events. New hatched to the woeful time. Obscure bird clamoured the livelong night. Some say the earth was feverish and shame.
It was a rough night.
The young remembrance of that parallel fellow too.
Oh, horror! Horror, tongue no heart cannot conceive nor name you.
What's the matter?
Will sacrilegious murder have broke up the Lord's anointed temple and stolen thence the life of the building?
What did you say, the light?
Be you his majesty.
Approach the chamber and destroy your sights to a new organ. Do not bid me speak. See and then speak yourselves. Awake! Awake! Bring the alarm! Murder and treason! Malcolm! Banquo! Donovan! Awake! Shake off this downy sleep, death's counterfeit, and look on death itself! Up! Up and see great doom's image! Malcolm! Banquo! As from your graves rise up and walk like sprites to countenance this horror! Ring the alarm!
What's the business that such a hideous trumpet calls to parley the sleepers of the house? Speak, speak.
Dear lady, it is not for you to hear what I can tell. The repetition falling on a woman's ears with murder as a cult. Banquo! Banquo, our royal master is murdered.
Whoa, alas, what, in our house?
Too cruel anywhere. Dear doth, I prithee contradict thyself and say it is not so. If I had died an hour before this chance, I had lived in less time. From this instance, there's nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys. Renown and grace is dead. The wine of life is drawn, and the mere lees is left as vault to brag of. What is amiss? You are, and do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
Your royal father is murdered.
Oh, by whom? Those whose chamber has seen him done it.
Their hands and faces were imbadged with blood, as were their daggers, which we found them wiped upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them.
Oh, yet I do repent me of my fury that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, temperate and furious, loyal and neutral in a moment? No man. The expedition of my violent love outrun the pauser of reason. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood, and his gashed stabs look like a breach in nature, a ruin's wasteful entrance. There the murderers, steeped in the colors of their trade, their daggers unmanly breached with gore. Who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in that heart courage to make one's love known? Help me hence.
Come to the lady! Why do we hold our tongues that most may claim this argument for hours?
What should be spoken here where our fate, hidden and honorable, may rush and seize us? Let's away. Our tears are not yet brewed.
Nor our strong sorrow upon the foot of motion.
Look to the lady. And when we have our naked frailties hid that suffer in exposure, let us meet and question this most bloody piece of work to know it further. Fears and scruples shake us. In the great hand of God I stand, and thence, against the undivulged pretense, I fight of treasonous malice.
And so do I.
And so all.
Let us briefly put on manly readiness and meet in the hall together.
Welcome.
What will you do? Let's not consort with them. To show an unfelt sorrow is an office which the false man does easy. Off to England.
To Ireland I. Our separated fortune shall keep us both the safer. Where we are, there's daggers in men's smiles. The near in blood, the nearer bloody.
This murderous shot hath not yet lighted, and our safest way is to avoid the aim. Therefore to horse, and let us not be dainty of leave-taking, but shift away. There's warrant in that theft which steals itself when there's no mercy left.
I can remember well. I have seen hours dreadful and things strange, but this sore night hath trifled former knowings.
Ah, good friend, thou seest the heavens as troubled with man's act threaten his bloody stage. By the clock 'tis day, and yet dark night strangles the traveling man. Is the night's predominance, or the day's shame, that darkness is the face of within tomb, when living light should kiss it?
'Tis unnatural, even like the deed that's done. On Tuesday last, a falcon, towering in her pride of place, was by a mousy owl hawked at and killed.
And Duncan's horses, a thing most strange and certain, beauteous and swift, the minions of their race, turned wild in nature, broke their stalls, flung out, contending with obedience, as they would make war with mankind.
'Tis said they eat each other.
They did so, to the amazement of mine eyes that looked upon it. And here comes the good Macbeth. How goes the world, sir, now?
Why, see you not?
Is it known who did this more than bloody deed?
Those that Macbeth had slain.
Alas the day, what good could they pretend?
They were suburbed. And Donalbain and Malcolm, the king's two sons, are stolen away and fled, putting upon themselves suspicion of the deed.
Against nature still. Thriftless ambition will breathe up thy own life's means. Then 'tis most likely sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth.
He is already named, and gone to Scone to be invested.
Where is Duncan's body?
Being carried to Comskill, the ancient storehouse of predecessors, and guardian to their bones.
You just gone?
Now cousin out to Fife.
Oh, I will go.
May you see things well done there, adieu, lest our old rogue sit easier than on you.
Farewell.
God's medicine go with you, and with those that would make good of bad, and friends of foes.
Thou hast it now. King, Cawdor, Glamis, all, as the weird women promised. And I fear thou play'st most foully for it. Yet it was said it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings. If there come truth from them, as upon thee, Macbeth, their speeches shine, why, by the verities on thee made good, may they not be my oracles as well? and set me up in hope. But hush, no more. Here's our chief guest.
If he had been forgotten, it had been as a gap in our great feast, an all thing unbecoming.
Tonight we hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence.
Let your highness command upon me, to the which my duties are with the most indissoluble tie forever knit.
Ride you this afternoon?
Aye, my lord.
I had else desired your good advice, which still hath been both grave and prosperous in this day's council. But we'll take tomorrow. Is it far you ride?
As far, my lord, as will fill up the time twixt this and supper. Go not my horse the better, I must become a borrower of the night for dark hour or twain.
Fail not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
I hear our bloody cousins are bestowed in England and in Ireland, not confessing their cruel parricide, filling the hearers with strange invention. But of that tomorrow, when wherewithal we shall pause of state, craving a stir. Hide horse, adieu, till you return at night. Go Slayons with you.
Aye, my lord. Our time does call upon us.
I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and so I do commend you to their backs. Farewell. Let every man be master of his time till 7 at night. To make society the sweeter welcome, I'll keep myself till supper time alone. Till then, God be with you. So I'll work with you. Attend those men our pleasure.
They are, my lord, without the palace gate.
Bring them before us. To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. 'Tis much he dares, and in the dauntless temper of his mind, he hath the wisdom that will guide his valor to act in safety. There is none but he whose being I do fear, and under him my genius is rebuked, as it is said Mark Antony's was by Caesar. He chid the sisters when first they put the name of king upon me, then bade them speak to him. Prophet-like, they hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown, but a barren scepter in my gripe, thence to be wrenched with an unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. If it be so, for Banquo's issue have I filed my mind. For them, the gracious Duncan, have I murdered, put rancors in the vessel of my peace, only for them. And mine eternal jewel given to the common enemy of man, to make them kings, the seat of Banquo kings. Rather than so, come fate unto the list, and champion me to the utterance. Who's there? Now go to the door and stay there till we call. Was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was, so please, Your Highness.
Well then now, have you considered of my speeches? Know that it was he in the times past which held you so under fortune, which you thought had been our innocent self. This I made good to you, passed in probation with you, how you were born in hand, how crossed. The instruments which wrought with them and all things else that might to a half soul and to an ocean crazed, say thus did Banquo.
You made it known to us.
I did so, and went further, which is now our point of second meeting. Do you find your patience so predominant in your nature that you can let this go? Are you so gospeled to pray for this good man and for his issue, whose heavy hand had bowed you to the grave and beggared yours forever?
We are men by
In the catalogue he go for men. His hounds, greyhounds, mongrels, spaniels, curs, shafts, water rugs, and demi-wolves are clept all by the name of dogs. The value file distinguishes the swift, the slow, the subtle. The housekeeper, the hunter, every one, according to the gift which bounteous nature hath in them enclosed, whereby he may receive particular addition from the bill that writes them all alike, and so of men. Now, if you have a station, not the worst rank of manhood, say it. And I'll put that business in your bosoms, whose execution takes your enemy off, grapples you to the heart and love of us, who wear our health but sickly in his life, which in his death were perfect.
I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows and buffets of the world have so incensed that I am reckless what I do to spite the world.
And I another, so weary with disaster, to tug with fortune, that I would set my lie on any chance, to mend it or be rid of.
Both of you know that Banquo is your enemy.
True, my lord.
So is he mine! And in that bloody distance, that every minute of his being thrusts against my nearest of life, and though I could with barefaced power sweep him from my sight and bid my will about it, yet I must not. For certain friends that are both his and mine, whose loves I may not drop, but wail his fall, who I myself struck down. And thence it is that I to your assistance do make love, masking the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
We shall, my lord, perform what you command us.
Though our
Your
lot.
spirits shine through you. Within this hour at most, I will advise you where to plant yourselves, acquaint you with the perfect spot of the time, the moment on it, for it must be done tonight, and something from the palace. Always thought that I require a clearness, and to leave no rubs or blotches in work. Fleance, his son that keeps him company, whose absence is no less material to me than is his father's, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart, I'll come to you or not.
We are resolved, my lord.
I'll call upon you straight. Abide within. It is concluded. Thankful thy soul's flight. If it finds heaven, must find it out tonight.
Is Wang gone from court?
I, madam, but returns again tonight.
Say to the king I would attend his leisure for a few words.
Madam, I go.
Knots had, all spent, for our desires start without content. 'Tis safer to be that which we destroy, than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone? Sorry fancies your companions making, using these thoughts which should indeed have died with them they think on. Things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
I've scotched the snake, not killed it. She'll close and be herself again, whilst our poor malice remains in danger of her former tooth. Let the frame of things disjoint, both the world suffer, ere we will eat our meal in fear and sleep in the affliction of these terrible dreams that shake us nightly. Better be with the dead, whom we to gain our peace have sent to peace, than on the torture of the mind to lie in restless ecstasy. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fear, he sleeps well. Treason has done his worst. Nor steel nor poison, malice domestic, foreign levy, nothing can touch him further.
Come on, gentle, my lord. Sleek o'er your rugged looks, be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
So shall I love, and so I pray to you. Let your remembrance apply to Thankful. Present him eminence both with eye and tongue, as safe the while that we must lave our honors in these flattering streams, and make our faces visitors to our hearts, disguising what they are.
You must leave this.
Oh, full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou knowest that Banquo and his fleance live.
But in them nature's copies not a term.
There's comfort yet. They are assailable. Be thou jocund. Ere the back hath flown his cloistered flight, ere to black Hecate summons, the shard-born beetle with his drowsy hums hath rung thy yank's yawning peal. There shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
Innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, till thou applaud the deed. Come, sealing night, scarf up the pitiful eye of tender day with thy bloody and invisible hand, cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps me pale. Light thickens, and the crow makes wing to the rooky wood. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse, while black night's agents do their praise do rouse. Thou marvelest at my words, yet hold thee still. Things bad begun make strong themselves by ill. So prithee go with me.
But who did bid thee join with us?
Macbeth.
He needs not our mistrust, since he delivers our offices and what we have to do to the direction just.
And stand with us. The west end glimmers with some streaks of day. Now spurs the later traveler apace to gain the timely end. Near approaches the subject of our watch.
Our grand horses.
Give us the light there.
Then 'tis he. The rest that are within and devote note of expectation already are in the port. His horses go about.
Almost a mile. So he does usually. So all men do from hence to the palace gate make it their walk.
A light. A light.
It will be rain tonight.
Let it come down.
Oh, treachery! Fly, good plans! Fly! Fly! Thou mayest revenge! Oh, slave!
Who did strike out the light?
What's not the way?
There's but one down. The sun is fled.
We've lost best half of our fare. Well, let's away. Say how much is done.
Ourself will mingle with society and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state, but in best time, we will require her welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends, for my heart speaks they are welcome.
See they encounter thee with their heart's thanks. Anon will drink a measure, the table round. There's blood on thy face.
His banquet, then.
It's better thee without than he within. Is he dispatched?
My lord, his throat is cut, that I did for him.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats. Yet he's good that did the like to flayons. If thou didst it, thou art the non-pariah.
Most royal sir, Flayon's estate.
I now spin perfect, whole as the marble, founded as the rock, as broad and general as the casing air, but now I am cabined, cribbed, confined, bound in to saucy doubts and fears. But banquo is thing.
Aye, safe in a ditch he bides, with 20 trenchant gashes on his head, the least a death to nature.
Thanks for that. There the bone serpent lies. The worm has fled, have nature that in time will venom breed, no teeth for the present. Get thee gone. Tomorrow we'll hear ourselves again.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer. The feast is sold that is not often vouched while 'tis a making. 'Tis given with welcome. To feed were best at home. From thence the sauce to meet a ceremony. Meeting were bare without it.
Sweet remembrance. Good digestion, wait on appetite, and health on both.
May it please your highness, sit.
Here have we now our country's honor roofed, with the graced person of our banquo present. Whom may I rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance?
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please, your highness, to grace us with your royal company.
Table's full.
There's a place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, near your lord.
Which of you have done this?
What, my lord?
Thou canst not say I did it. Never shake thy gory locks at me!
Gentlemen, rise. His highness is not well.
Sit! Worthy friends, my lord is up and thus, and hath been from his youth. Pray you keep seat. If it is momentary, upon a thought he will again do well. If much you note him, you should offend him and extend his passion. Heed and regard him not. Are you a man?
I am a bold one that dare look on that which might appall the devil.
Oh, proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. Oh, these flaws and starts, impostures to true fear, would well become a woman's story at a winter's fire authorized by her granddam. Shame itself! When all is done, you look but on a stool.
See there. Behold. Look! Lo, how say you? Why, what care I? if thou canst none, speak too. If charnel houses and our graves must send those that we bury back, our monuments shall be the maws of kites.
What quite unmanned and folly?
If I stand here, I saw him.
But for shame!
Blood hath been shed ere now, in the olden time, ere the human statue purged unto wheel, aye, and since 2 murders have been performed, too terrible for the ear. The time has been that when the brains were out, the man would die, and there an end. But now they rise again, with 20 more murders on their crowns, and push us from our stools.
My royal lord, your noble friends do lack you.
I do forget. Forgive me. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love and health to all. Give me some wine, fill full. I drink to the general joy of the whole table, and to our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss. Would he were here. To all and him we thirst, and all to all.
Our duty is under pledge.
Quick, my son! The guard hide thee! Thy bones are marrowless! Thy blood is cold! There is no speculation in those eyes which thou dost glare with!
Think of this, good peers, but as a thing of custom, 'tis no other.
What man dare I dare? Approach thou like the wicked Russian bear, the armed rhinoceros of the hurricane tiger. Take any form with that, and my firm nerves will never tremble, or dare me to the desert again. The trembling I inhabit then, protest me the baby of a girl. Hence, horrible shadow, unreal mockery, hence! So being gone, I am a man again. Pray you, sit still.
You have displaced the mirth, broke the good meeting with most admired disorder.
You make me strange, even to the disposition that I owe, when now I think you can behold such sights, and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks, when mine is blanched with fear.
What sights, my lord?
Pray you speak not. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him. At once, good night. Stay not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night, and better health attend his majesty.
A kind night to all.
It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move and trees to speak. August and understood relations have, by maggot pies and choughs and rooks, brought forth the secrets man of blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with morning, which is which.
How sayest thou that Macduff denies his person at our great bidding?
Did you send to him, sir?
I hear it right away, but I will send. There's not one of them, but in his house I keep a servant feed. I will tomorrow. The times I will to the new sisters. More shall they speak, for I am bent to know, by the worst means the worst. For my own good, all causes shall give way. I am in blood stepped in so far, that should I wait no more, returning were as tedious as go over. Strange things I have in head, that will to hand, which must be acted ere they may be scanned.
You lack the season of all natures. Sleep.
Come, will to sleep. Our strange and self-abuse is the initiate fear that wants our use. We are yet but young indeed.
Beldens as you are, saucy and overbold. How did you dare to trade and traffic with Macbeth, in riddles and your charms, the close contriver of all harms, was never called to bear my part, or show the glory of our art. And which is worse, all you have done hath been but for a wayward son, spiteful and wrathful, who as others do, loves for his own ends, not for you. But make amends now. Get you gone, and at the pit of Acheron meet me in the morning. Thither he will come to know his destiny. Your vessels and your spells provide, your charms and everything beside. I'm for the air. This night I'll spend unto a dismal and a fatal end. Great business must be wrought ere noon. Upon the corner of the moon there hangs a vaporous drop profound. I'll catch it ere it comes to ground, and that, distilled by magic sleights, shall raise such artificial sprites that by the strength of their illusion will draw him on to his confusion. He shall spurn fate, scorn death, and bear his hopes of wisdom, grace, and fear. And you all know security is mortal's chiefest enemy. Hark, I'm called. My little spirit, see, sits in a foggy cloud and stays for me. Come, let's make haste. She'll soon be back again.
My former speeches have but hit your thoughts, which can interpret further. Only this I say, things have been strangely born. The gracious Duncan was pitied of Macbeth. Verily he was dead, and the right valiant banquet walked too late, whom you may say, if it please you, Fleance killed, for Fleance fled. Men must not walk too late. Who cannot want the thought how monstrous it was for Malcolm and for Donalbain to kill their gracious father? Dead, in fact. How it did grieve Macbeth. Did he not straighten pious rage the two delinquents' hair, with the slaves of drink and thralls of sleep? Was it not nobly done? Aye, and wisely too, which would have angered any part alive to hear the men deny it. So that I say, he has borne all things well. And I do think, had he the sons of Duncan under his key, as, and it please heaven he shall not, they should find what 'twere to kill a father. So should Fleance. But peace. For from broad words, because he failed his presence at the tyrant's feast, I hear Macduff lives in disgrace. Sir, can you tell where he bestows himself?
The son of Duncan, from whom this tyrant holds the due of birth, lives in the English court, and is received of the most pious Edward with such grace that the malevolence of fortune nothing takes from his high respect. Thither Macduff is gone to pray the holy king, upon his aid, to wake Northumberland and warlike Seward, that by the help of these, and him above to ratify the work, we may again give to our tables meat, sleep to our nights, free from our feasts and banquets bloody knives, do faithful homage and receive free honors, all which we pine for now. And this report hath so exasperated the king that he makes for some attempt at war.
Sent he to Macduff?
He did, and with an absolute "Sir, not I," the cloudy messenger turns me his back, and hums, as who should say, "You'll rue the time that clogs me with this answer."
And while that might advise him through caution to hold what distance his wisdom can provide, some holy angel, fly to the court of England and unfold his message ere he come, that some sweet blessing might soon return to this our suffering country under a hand accursed.
I'll send my prayers with him.
Thrice the brinted cat hath mewed.
Thrice at once the hedge pig whined.
Harpier cries, 'tis time, 'tis time.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails grow. Toad put under cold stone, days and nights has 31. Sweltered venom sleeping got, boil thou first in the charmed pot. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble, fillet of a fenny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake, eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog, adder's fork and blindworm sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing, for a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell-brought boil and trouble. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble,
Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy, maw and gulf, apple, raven, saucy shark, root of hemlock, digged in dark, liver of blaspheming Jew, gall of goat and slips of yew, silvered in the moon's eclipse, nose of Turk and Tartar's lips, finger of bird strangled babe, ditch delivered by a drab, to make the gruel thick and slab. Add thereto a tiger's chaldron, pour the ingredients of our cauldron.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Cool it with a baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good!
Oh, well done. I thank you for your pains, and everyone will share in the gains.
By the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes.
How now, you secret black midnight hands? What is it you do?
A deed without a name.
I come to you by that which you profess. Howe'er you come to know it. Though you untie the winds and let them fight with the churches. Though the yeasty waves confound and swallow navigation up. Though bladed corn be lodged and trees blown down. Though castles topple to their warders' heads. Though palaces and pyramids do slope their heads to their foundations. The treasure of nature's germs tumble all together, even till destruction sicken. Answer me to what I ask you.
Speak, demand. Will answer. Say if thou'st rather hear it from our mouths, or from our masters.
Call him. Let me see him.
Poor in sow's blood, that hath eaten her 9 farrow. Grease that sweetened from the murder's gibbet throw into the flame.
Come high or low, thyself in office deftly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
He knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but say thou not.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth! Beware Macduff! Beware the Thane of Fife! Dismiss me! Enough!
Whatever thou art, for thy good caution thanks. But one word
He
more.
will not be commanded. Here's another, more potent than the first.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth!
By 3 years I hear thee.
Be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laughter scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, Macduff. What need I fear of thee? Yet I'll make assurance double sure, and take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder. What is this? It rises like the issue of a king, and wears upon its brow the round and top of sovereignty.
Listen, but speak not to it.
Be lion-mettled, proud, and take no care. Who chafes, who frets, or where conspirers are. Macbeth shall never vanquished be until great Burnham Wood to high Dunsinane Hill shall come against him.
That can never be. Who can impress the forest, bid the tree unfix its earth-bound root? Sweet Bodman's good. Rebellion's head rise, never till the wood of Burnham rise. In all high place Macbeth shall live a lease of nature, pay his breath to time and mortal custom. Yet my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me if your art can tell so much. Will Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom? Seek to know no more! I won't be satisfied! Deny me this and an eternal curse fall on you. Let me know! Where sinks that cauldron? What noise is this?
Show! 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 Show his eyes and
former filthy hags, why do you show me this? Start eyes, what will the lion stretch out to the crack of doom? I'll see no more. And yet, an eighth appears who bears a glass, who shows me many more. And some I see that twofold balls and treble scepters carry. Horrible sight! For now I see 'tis true, for the blood-vultured Banquo smiles at me and points at them for his. What? Is this so?
Aye, sir, all this is so. But why stands Macbeth thus mazedly? Come, sisters, cheer we up his spirits and show the best of our delights. I'll charm the air to give a sound, while you perform your antic round, that this great king may kindly say our duties did his welcome pay.
What had he done to make him fly the land?
You must have patience, madam.
He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom? To leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansion and his titles in a place from whence himself does fly? He loves us not. He wants the natural touch. For the poor wren, the most diminutive of birds, will fight her young ones in the nest against the owl. All is the fear, and nothing is the love. As little is the wisdom or the flight, so it runs against all reason.
My dearest cousin, I pray you school yourself. But for your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the fits of the season. I dare not speak much further. But cruel are the times when we are traitors and do not know ourselves. When we hold rumor from what we fear, yet know not what we fear, but float upon a wild and violent sea, each way and move. I take my leave of you. Shall not be long, but I'll be here again. Things at the worst will cease, or else climb upward to what they were before. My pretty cousin, blessing upon you.
Father he is, and yet he's fatherless.
I am so much a fool should I stay longer. It would be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once.
Sirrah,
And what will you do now? How will you live?
As birds do, Mother.
What, with worms and flies?
With what I get, I mean. And so do they.
Poor bird, thou'dst never fear the net nor line.
Why should I, Mother? For birds they're not set for. My father is not dead for all you're saying.
Yes, he is dead. How wilt thou do for father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Why, I can buy me 20 at any market.
Then you'd buy him to sell again.
And thou speakst with all thy wit. And faith, with wit enough for thee.
Was my father a traitor, Mother?
Aye, that he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
And be all traitors that do so?
Everyone that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
And must they all be hanged that swear and lie?
Everyone.
Who must hang them?
Why, the honest men.
Then the liars and swearers are fools. For there are liars and swearers now to be the honest men and hang up them.
Now God help thee, poor monkey. But how wilt thou do for father?
If you were dead, you'd weep for him. If you were not, it were a good sign that I should quickly have a new father.
Poor craftsman, how thou taught.
Bless you, fair dame. I am not to you known, though in your state of honor I am perfect. I doubt some danger does approach you near me. If you will, take a homely man's advice. Be not found here. Hence with the little ones. To fright you thus, methinks I am too savage. To do worse for fell cruelty, which is too nigh your person. Heaven preserve you. I dare abide no longer.
Whither should I fly? I have done no harm. But I remember now I am in this earthly world, where to do harm is often laudable. To do good sometime accounted dangerous folly. Why then, alas, do I put up that womanly defense? Say I've done no harm. What are these faces, birds or husband? I hope in no place so unsanctified where such as thou mayst find him.
He's a traitor. Thou liest, thou shag-haired villain. What? You egg. Young friar of church.
Please kill me, mother. Run away, I pray you.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword, and like good men bestride our downfall and birthday. Each new morn, new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows rise up and strike heaven, that it resounds as if it felt with Scotland, and cried out like syllable of dolour.
What I believe I'll wail. What no believe and what I can redress, as I shall find the time to, friend, I will. What you have spoke, may be so perchance. This tyrant whose sole name blisters our tongues was once thought honest. You have loved him well. He hath not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me, and wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry God.
I am not
For
treacherous.
Macbeth is. A good and virtuous nature may recoil in an imperial charge. But I shall crave your pardon. That which you are, my thoughts cannot transpose. Angels are bright still, though the brightest fell. Though all things foul would wear the brows of grace, yet grace must still look so.
I have lost my hopes.
Perchance even there where I did find my doubts. Why in that rawness left you wife and child? Those precious motives, those strong knots of love without leave-taking. I pray that not my jealousies be your dishonors, but mine own safeties. You may be rightly just, whatever I shall think.
Bleed, bleed, poor country. Great tyranny, lay thou thy basest shore, for goodness shall not check thee. Wear thou thy wrongs, the title is affair. Very well, Lord, I wouldn't be the villain that thou thinkst, for all the space that's in the tyrant's grasp, and the rich east to boot.
Be not offended. I speak not as an absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to her wounds. I think withal there would be hands uplifted in my right, and here from gracious England have I offer of goodly thousands. But for all this, when I should tread upon the tyrant's head, or wear it on my sword, yet my poor country should have more vices than it had before, more suffer and more sundry ways than ever by him that shall succeed.
Who should he be?
It is myself, I mean, whom I know all the particulars of vice so grafted that when they shall be opened, black Macbeth will seem as pure as snow, and the poor state esteem him as a lamb being compared with my confineless harms.
Not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more damned in evils to top Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sullen, malicious, smacking of every sin that has a name. But there's no bottom, none, in my voluptuousness. Your wives, your daughters, your matrons and your maids could not fill up the cistern of my lust. And my desire, all constant impediments were bare that did oppose my will. Better Macbeth than such a one to reign.
Boundless intemperance in nature is a tyranny. It had been the untimely emptying of the happy throne and the fall of many kings. Yet do not fear to take upon you what is yours. You may convey your pleasures in a spacious plenty and yet seem cold. The time you may so hoodwink. We have willing dames enough. There cannot be that vulture in you to devour as many as will to greatness dedicate themselves, finding it so inclined.
With this there grows, in my most ill-composed affection, such a staunchless avarice, that were I king I should cut off the nobles for their lands, desire his jewels and this other's house. And my more having would be as a sauce to make me hunger more, that I should forge quarrels unjust against the good and loyal, destroying them for wealth.
This avarice sticks deeper and with more pernicious root than summer-seeming lust. Yet do not fear. Scotland hath poisons enough to fill up your will, of your mere own, all these portable with other graces weighed.
But I have none. The king becoming graces as justice, verity, temperance, stableness, bounty, perseverance, mercy, lowliness, devotion, patience, courage, fortitude, I have no relish of them, but abound in the division of each several crime, acting in many ways. Nay, had I power, I should pour the sweet milk of concord into hell, uproar the universal peace, confound all unity on earth.
Oh, Scotland, Scotland.
If such a one be fit to govern, speak, I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live! Oh, nation miserable, with untitled tyrant bloody sceptred, when shalt thou see thy wholesome days again? Since the truest issue of thy throne, by his own interdiction, stands accursed, and does blaspheme his breed. Thy royal father was a most sainted king. The queen that bore thee, more often at her knees than at her feet, died every day she lived. Fare thee well. These evils thou repeatest upon thyself have banished me from Scotland. Oh, my breast, that hope ends here.
Macduff! This noble passion, child of integrity, hath from my soul wiped the black scruples, reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. The devilish Macbeth, by many of these trains, hath sought to win me into his power, and modest wisdom plucks me from over-credulous haste. But God above deal between thee and me. For even now, I put myself to thy direction, and unspeak mine own detraction, here abjure, the taints and blames I laid upon myself, for strangers to my nature. I am yet unknown to woman, never was forsworn, scarcely have coveted what was mine own, at no time who broke my faith, would not betray the devil to his fellow, and delight no less in truth than life. My first false speaking was this upon myself. What I am truly is thine, and my poor country's to command. Whither indeed, before thy here approach, old Seward and 10,000 warlike men, already at a point was setting forth. Now together, and the chance of goodness be like our warranted quarrel. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things, 'tis hard to reconcile. Who comes here?
My countryman, but yet I know him not.
My ever gentle cousin. Welcome hither.
I know him now. Good God, but time to remove the means that make us strangers.
Sir, amen.
Stand Scotland where it did.
Last poor country, almost afraid to know itself. Cannot be called our mother, or our grave. We're nothing, but who knows nothing, as once seemed to smile. where sighs and groans and shrieks that rend the air are made, not marked, where violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy. The dead man's knell is there scarce asked for who, and good men's lives expire before the flowers in their caps, dying or ere they sicken.
Oh, relation, too nice and yet too true.
What's the newest creed?
That of an hour's age shall kiss the speaker, which minute teems ago.
How do my children?
Why, well,
And my wife?
well too.
The tyrant hath not battered at their peace?
No, they were well at peace when I did leave them.
But not a niggard of thy speech, how goes it?
When I came hither to transport the tidings which I had heavily borne, there ran a rumor of many worthy fellows nights out, which was, to my belief, witness the rather, for that I saw the tyrant's power afloat. Now is the time of help. Your iron stop would create soldiers, make our women fight to doff their dire distresses.
Be to their comfort. We are coming thither. Gracious England hath lent us good sword and 10,000 men. An older and better soldier none that Christendom gives out.
Would I could answer this comfort with the like, but I have words that would be howled out in the desert air where hearing cannot latch them.
What concerned it, the general cause, or is it fee grief of some single breast?
No mind that's honest, but in it shares some woe, though the main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, give it to me quickly, keep it not from me.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, which shall possess them with the heaviest sound that ever yet they heard.
I guess it is.
Your castle is surprised, your wife and babes savagely slaughtered. To relate the manner were on the quarry of these murdered deer, to add the death of you.
Merciful heaven. What, man? Ne'er pull your hat upon your brows. Give sorrow words. The grief that does not speak whispers the o'erwrought heart and bids it break.
My children too.
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
And I must from thence. My wife? Killed too.
I have said,
Be comforted. Let's make us medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children! All my pretty ones. Did you say all? Oh, Palakite. All my pretty chickens and their dam at one fell swoop.
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so, but I must also feel it like a man. I cannot but remember those things that were most precious to me. Did heaven look on and would not take their part? Sinful Macbeth, they were all struck for thee. Not that I am not for their own demerits, but mine fell slaughter on their soul. Heaven rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Blunt not the heart, enrage it.
No, I can play the woman with my eyes and braggart with my tongue. But gentle heavens, cut short all intermission. Front to front set thou this fiend of Scotland and myself. Within my sword's length set him. If he escape heaven, forgive him too!
This tune goes manly. Come, go we to the king. Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our lead. Macbeth is ripe for shaking, and the powers above put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
With you, but we received no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went into the field, I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterwards seal it, and again return to bed. Yet all this while in a most vast sleep.
A great perturbation in nature, to receive at once the benefit of sleep, but do the effects of watching. In this slumbery agitation, besides her walking and other actual performances, What at any time have you heard her say?
That, sir, which I will not report after her.
You may to me, it is most meet you should.
Neither to you nor anyone, having no witness to confirm my speech. Nor you. Here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life, fast asleep. Observe her, stand close.
How came she by that light?
Why, it stood by her. She is like her continually, 'tis her command.
You see her eyes are open.
Aye, but their sense is shut.
What is it she does now? Look how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action with her to see thus washing her hands. I have known her continue this a quarter of an hour.
Yet here's a spot.
Hark, she speaks.
Out, Tim Spot, out, I say, 1, 2. Why, then it's time to do it. Hell is murky. Fly, my lord, fly! A soldier in a beard! What need we fear who knows it when none can call our power to account? Yet who would have thought the old man to have had so much blood in him?
Do you mark that?
The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? What will these hands never be clean? No more of that. My lord, no more of that. You mar all with this starting.
Go to. You have known what you should not.
She has spoken she should not, I'm sure of that. Heaven knows what she has known.
Here's the smell of the blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand.
What a sigh is there. The heart is sorely charged.
I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body.
This disease is beyond my practice. Yet I have known those which have walked in their sleep who have died wholly in their beds.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale, I tell you yet again. Meg was buried. He cannot come out of his grave.
Even so,
To bed. To bed. There's knocking at the gate. Come, come. Come, come, give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed. To bed. To bed. To bed.
will she go now to bed?
Directly.
Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural troubles do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds to their deaf pillows will discharge their secrets. More needs she the divine than the physician. God forgive us all. Look after her. Remove from her the means of all annoyance, and still keep eyes upon her. So good night. My mind she has made it a maze, my sight. I think but dare not speak.
Good night, good doctor.
The English power is near, led on by Malcolm, his uncle Stuart, and good Macduff. Revenge is burned in them, for their dear causes which the bleeding and the grim alarm excite the mortified man.
Near Burnham Wood shall we all meet them. That way are they coming.
Who knows if Donald may be with his brother?
For certain, sir, he is not. I am file of all the gentry. There is Stuart's son, and many unrough youths that even now protest their first of manhood.
What does the tyrant?
Great does the name he strongly fortifies. Some say he's mad. Others that lesser hate him do call a valiant fury. But for certain he cannot buckle his disfigured cause and bring belt to rule.
Now does he feel his secret murders sticking on his hands. Now minutely revolts upbraid his faith breach. Those he commands move only in command, nothing in love. Now does he feel his title hang loose about him, like a giant's robe upon a dwarfish thief.
Who then shall blame his pestered senses to recoil and start, when all that is within him does condemn itself for being there?
March we on. Give obedience where 'tis truly owed. Meet we the medicine of the sickly wheel, and pour with him in our country's purge each drop of us.
Or so much as it needs to do the sovereign flower and drown the weeds. Yet we are marched to Burnham.
Bring me no more reports of the fly all! So Burnham Wood removed to Dunn's name, I cannot taint the fear. What's the boy Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? The spirits that know all mortal consequences have pronounced me thus. Fear not, Macbeth. No man that's born of woman shall ever have power upon me. Then fly, false things, and mingle with the English epicures. The mind I sway by and the heart I bear shall never sag with doubt or shake with fear. The devil damn thee black, thou cream-faced loon! Where got thou that goose look?
There's 10,000.
Cease, villain!
Soldiers, sir.
Prick thy face, and will read thy fear, thou lily liver born. Death of thy soul, those linen cheeks of thine are counselors to fear. What soldiers, Wayface?
The English force so please you.
Take thy face hence. Satan! I'm sick at heart when I bleed. Satan, I say! This push will cheer me ever or deceive me now. I have lived long enough. My way of life is thrown into the cedar, the yellow leaf, and that which should accompany old age as honor, love, obedience, troops of friends I must not look to have, but in their stead curses, not loud but deep, mouth honor, breath, which the poor heart would fain deny and dare not. Satan!
What is your gracious pleasure?
What news more?
All is confirmed, my lord.
I'll fight till from my bones my flesh be hacked. Give me my armor.
It is not needed yet.
I'll put it on. Send out war horses, spur the country round, hang those that talk of fear. Give me my armor. How does your patient, doctor?
Not so sick, my lord, as she is troubled with thick-humming fantasies that keep her from the rest.
Cure her of that. Canst thou not minister to a mind disease? Pluck from the memory of rooted sorrow. Raise out the written troubles of the brain, and with some sweet, oblivious antidote, cancel and tear to pieces those things that weigh upon the bosom.
Therein the patient must minister to himself.
Throw physic to the dogs, I'll none of it. Come, put my armor on! Satan, send out. Doctors, the Thanes fly from me. Come, sir, dispatch! If thou couldst, doctor, cast the water of my lamb, find her disease, and purge it to a sound and pristine health, I would applaud thee. In the very echo, I should applaud again. Pull it off, I say. What rhubarb sign, what perfect drug would scour these English heads? Hearest thou of them?
Aye, my good lord, your royal preparation makes us hear something.
Bring them after me. I will not be afraid of death and bane till Burnham Forest come to Dunsinane.
Cousins, I hope the days are near at hand that Chambers will be safe.
We doubt it nothing.
What wood is this before us?
The wood of Burnham.
Let every soldier hew him down a bough and bear it before him. Thereby shall we shadow the numbers of our host and make discovery ere it report of us.
It shall be done. We learn no other but the confident tyrant keeps still in Dunsinane, and will endure our setting down before it.
'Tis his vain hope. For where there is advantage to be given, both more and less have given him the revolt, and none serve with him but constrained things whose hearts are absent too.
Let our just censures attend the true event, and put we on industrious soldiership.
The time approaches that will with due decision make us know what we shall say we have and what we owe. Thoughts speculative their unsure hopes relate, but certain issue strokes must arbitrate, towards which advance the war. Were they not forced with those that should be ours, we might have met them dareful, beard to beard, and beat them backward home. Ah! What noise is this?
It is the cry of women, my good lord.
I've almost forgot the taste of fears. Time has been my senses would have cooled to hear a night shriek. My fell of hair would have a dismal treatise rouse and stir as life were in it. I have supped full of horrors,
Direness familiar to my slaughterous thoughts cannot once start me. Wherefore was that cry?
The queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, creeps in this petty pace from day to day. And all our yesterday, their lighted fools, the way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player who struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale, told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Thou comest to use thy tongue, thy story quickly.
Gracious, my lord, I should report that which I say I saw, but I know not how to do it.
Well, say, sir.
As I did stand my watch upon the hill, I looked toward Burnham, and anon methought the wood began to move.
Liar and slave.
Let me know your wrath, if it be not so. Within this 3 mile me, you see it coming. I say a moving grove.
If thou speakst false, upon the next tree shalt thou hang alive, till famine cling thee. If thy speech be sooth, I care not if thou dost for me as much. I call in resolution, and begin to doubt the equivocation of the fiend that lies like truth. Fear not till Burnham wood become to Dunsname, and now a wood comes toward Dunsname. Arm, arm, and out! If that which ye avouches does appear, there's nor flying hence nor tearing here. Ring the alarm bell! Blow wind, come rack! At least we'll die with harness on our back.
Now near enough. Your leafy screens throw down and show like those you are. You, worthy uncle, shall with my cousin, your right noble son, lead our first battle. Worthy Macduff and we shall take upon what else remains to do according to our order.
Very well. Do we but find the tyrant's power tonight, let us be beaten if we cannot fight.
Let our trumpets speak, give them all breath, the clamorous harbinger of blood and death.
Tie me to a stake. I cannot fly, but bear-like I must fight the course. What's he that's not born of woman? Such a one am I to fear or none.
What is thy name?
Thou be afraid to hear it.
No, though thou call'st thyself a hotter name than any is in hell.
My name's Macbeth.
Devil himself could not pronounce a title more hateful to mine ear.
No, nor more fearful.
Thou liest, abhorred tyrant, and with this sword I'll prove the lie thou speakst.
I was born of woman. Swords I smile at, weapons laugh to scorn, brandished by a man that's of a woman born.
That way the noises! Tyrant! Show thy face! If thou be slain and with no stroke of mine! My wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still. I cannot strike at wretched kerns, whose arms are hired to bear their staves. Either thou, Macbeth, or else my sword with unbattered edge I sheathe again undeeded. There thou shouldst be. By this great clatter, one of greatest note seems bruited. Let me find him, fortune, and more I beg not.
This way, my lord. The castle's gently rendered. The tyrant's people on both sides do fight. The noble things do bravely in war. The day almost professes itself yours, and little is to do.
We have met with foes that strike beside us.
Enter, sir, the castle.
Why should I
I play the Roman fool while I see the swords do better upon them.
Turn, hellhound. Turn.
Of all men else I have avoided thee. But get thee back. My soul is too much charged with blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword. Thou bloodier villain than terms can give thee out.
Thou losest labor. As easy maze, held in trenchant air, with thy keen sword impressed, as make thee bleed. Let fall thy blade on vulnerable crest. I bear a charmed life, which must not yield to one of woman born.
Despair thy charm, and let the angel thou still hast served tell thee Macbeth was from his mother's womb, untimely wrought.
Accursed be the tongue that tells me so, for it count my better part of man. And be these juggling fiends no more believe, that palter with us in a double sense, that put the word of promise to our ear and bring it to our hope. How not fight with thee?
Then yield thee, coward, and live to be the show and gaze of the time. We'll have thee as our rarer monsters are, painted on a pole and underwrit. Here may you see the tyrant.
I will not yield to kiss the ground of young Malcolm's feet and to be baited by the rabble's curse. Though Burnham would become to Dunk's name, and thou oppose being of no woman born, yet I'll try the last. Before my body, I throw my warlike shield. Lay on Macbeth, and damned be him that first cries, hold, enough!
And yet by these ye see so great a day as this cheaply bought. Macduff is missing, and your noble son.
Your son, my lord of King Soldier said. He only lived until he was a man, the which no sooner had his prowess confirmed in the unshrinking station where he fought, but like a man, he died.
Then he is dead?
Aye, and brought off the field. Your cause of sorrow must not be measured by his worth, for then it has no end.
Had he his hurts before?
Aye, on the front.
Why then God's soldier be he. If I had as many sons as I have hairs, I would not wish them to a fairer death. And so his knell is knolled.
He's worth more sorrow, and thou hast sent for him.
He's worth no more. They say he parted well and paid his score, and so God be with him. Here comes newer comfort.
Hail, King, for so thou art. Behold wherefrom the usurper's curse of pen. The time is free. I see thee encompassed with thy kingdom's power, who speak my salutation in their minds, whose voices I desire aloud with mine. Hail, King of Scotland!
Hail, King of Scotland!
We shall not spend a large expense of time before we reckon with your several loves and make us even with you. My thanes and kinsmen, henceforth be earls, the first that ever Scotland in such an honor named. What's more to do, which would be planted newly with the time as calling home our exiled friends abroad, that fled the snares of watchful tyranny,
producing forth the cruel ministers of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen, who, as 'tis thought, by self and violent hands took off her life. This, and what needful else that calls upon us by the grace of grace, we will perform in measure, time, and place. So thanks to all at once, and to each one, whom we invite to see us crowned at Scone,